The date is March 1791, and the first tax ever placed on an American product, whiskey, has just become law. Farmers in the frontier of western Pennsylvania are not happy with the new tax, as it considerably decreases their earnings from distilling whiskey, which at this point is essentially a secondary currency. Because the United States is a new country, not a lot of people place faith in the new dollar. Whiskey is used to trade and barter with, especially in the western frontier of Pennsylvania. With the new excise tax being signed into law, farmers on the frontier were not happy. Their main source of income from extra rye and wheat was now being taxed fairly heavily. Many of the resistors were Revolutionary War veterans who had been paid in land for their service. They believed they were standing up for American values by protesting the tax. George Washington, the president at the time, ordered a military force 1,300 strong to put down the violent resistance. On the day troops were raised, Washington had sent out commissioners to western Pennsylvania to offer amnesty to rebels in exchange for oaths of submission. I do solemnly, in the presence of Almighty God, swear and declare that I will faithfully and sincerely support the Constitution of the United States, and obey all laws thereof, and will discontinue opposition thereto, except by way of petition and remonstrance. In all attempts to resist, obstruct, or ill-treat the officers of the United States in the execution of their respective duties, so help me God. Many farmers took the oath, despite having little to no involvement with the rebellion. Once the resistance had been put down, the decision of what to do with the offenders was still up in the air. 20 rebels were arrested for the rebellion and marched to Philadelphia, paraded through the streets. Only 12 were tried. Of those 12, only 2 were found guilty of treason and sentenced to be hanged. At the 1787 Constitutional Convention, Alexander Hamilton had brought up the idea of giving the president power to pardon those who have committed crimes. He wanted to make sure the president could restore the tranquility of the Commonwealth by providing pardons. Washington made use of his power by pardoning these 2 souls on his final day in office. He cited his desire to temper the administration of justice with a reasonable extension of mercy as the reason for pardoning them. George Washington set many of the rules of thumb that current presidents follow. By using a pardon in this situation to defuse the revolt and stop a bloody ending to the rebellion, he set a precedent to one of the most important and influential presidential powers, the pardon.